Hi. Okay, so we have page 2 done, and we have page 1 already inserted. So we're going to go ahead and insert page 2, and you want to make sure that everything is up. Okay, and I put this in here just to hold it. In the next lesson or two, we're going to go ahead and make a nice little fourfold for that. So I want you to make sure that you can see through the page, because that's where you're going to connect it onto your hinge. And so I am going to go ahead and put glue. And this one we didn't have to cut a little corner out of this because these pages fit on very nicely. And I'm going to put quite a bit of glue up towards the edge. If it falls over, that's okay. Okay, and this is the top and this is the bottom. I've made sure, so I'm going to go ahead and put my page on top of here. Push it down. And then we're going to go ahead and burnish it really well. Okay. Ouch. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip it. I might burnish a little bit this way. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my my little tip under my page and get my glue up in there. Oops, I got a little bit too much out here. It's all right. I'll wipe that away. And then I'm going to burnish again. Oh yeah, so we have 2 pages finished. And I want to make sure that I get all of that. Okay, I think we are good to go. So we have 2 pages finished. I'm going to go ahead and put this back over here until we get more pages finished. We're going to work on page 3 today. And so what you'll need, I always keep my scraps available in case I have a size that I can cut, and then I have bigger papers, my 8.5 by 11s, that I can go ahead and use. So what we want to do is we want to make sure and get one of our foundation pages, and it's just the 2 pages that we put together like that, you can see. Okay, and we want to make sure that we have the open sides to the right and left, and the folded sides closed are top and bottom. And then these are the sizes that we're going to want to cut. And I'm going to have to use a different cutting board because we have moved all of my cutting boards somewhere, and I have no idea where. So we'll use an old Stampin' Up! One. So the first one we want to cut is an 8 by 7.5. And this also has the little arm that folds out, which makes it really nice when you're cutting big things. So let's get a bigger sheet, and we need an 8 by 7.5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut my 7.5 first, with the long way going down, because you guys already know I make these into, there are little bugs from my plants. My husband has tried to get some sprays and different things to get rid of them, so I apologize if you see me smacking something. It's a bug, a little no-see-em, I think they call them, and I just can't tolerate bugs in my house. Okay, so that is 7.5. So I want to go ahead and flip it this way, and we want to cut an 8-inch. So this is 8-inch. Now I'm not crazy about using this to score, so I'm going to go ahead and take this out, and we'll put this down here. I'm going to get my scoreboard, and I will score with this. So I want my 8 side up, my 8-inch side up, and as you can see on my list, I have the 8 underlined, so we're going to do 1/2 an inch and then 4 1/4. So I will do my 1/2 inch on this side. Let me make sure that's up there. 1/2, and then 4 1/4. And so what that does is we fold it just like that. Okay, so put that aside, and then we're going to do a 1 7.5 by 7.5, and this one does not get scored at all. So we will cut seven and a half, and I'm going to go ahead and I have, instead of using the score knife on this one, I have cut accidentally, and then it was like, oh great. So let's do a 7.5 by 7.5, and this one does not get scored, so we're going to put that one aside. And then the next one that we want to make is a 3.5 by an 8.5. So let's go ahead and get, I actually might have one. That is not 8.5 inches. Nope, 7.5. What else do we have? Oh, that's 8.5, and then we need 3.5 inches. Oh, and this will be just perfect. This is 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So I'm going to use one of my scraps. If you have a scrap to use, that's really great. So I'm going to put my cut board down and get my scoreboard. And what you will notice is we have both of them underlined because we are going to make a pocket. So on the 3.5, we want to score a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to put my 3.5 side up, and I'm going to score on the 1/2 inch mark. And then I'm going to turn it 1/4 of a turn, push it up, and it doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. And on our 8.5 underline, we want to score at 1/2 and 8 inches, which is 1/2 inch on both sides. So there's my 1/2, and there's my 8. Okay, so because this is going to be a pocket, you've already seen how we do this. We cut a little bit to one side, and then a little bit to this side. We make a bigger square than what is actually scored. I don't know if you can see that. And then we're going to do the same on this side, so that our square is just a little bit bigger than what we've scored. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down, burnish these down. Okay, so we have a pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of this away for now until we do the other side. So basically what we want to do is we want to go ahead and take our foundation page, and again, make sure that the folds are at the top and bottom and the open parts are at the right and left. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and glue our pocket to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on that bottom scored part right here. I'm going to fold these in so that I can kind of get it pretty square. Yep, there we go. Okay, and I will burnish down everything nice and tight, and then I will do the sides. And if you like to have a little bit more room for your pocket, you can push the top part in just a little bit away from the side, and then it makes a little hump in the middle so that you can put things inside of it. Okay, that's the first part. And this page is fairly easy to do. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and find the page that we scored pretty much in the middle, and then we have a little small score spot. And we are going to put glue on our tab. And I want to go ahead and make sure that I get this pretty square. Yeah. So I'm checking down here and down here as well as up here. I don't want to just get it scored across the, or laid across the top and then it looks foolish. Okay, so what this is it will lay flat and we will decorate it, but then you can also pick this up and it will make a stand-up card. But before we do that, we want to go ahead and finish with this piece. Now for me, it's easiest to go ahead and open everything and lay it however you like so that I don't get glue on other things. And basically, since it's a 7.5, it doesn't matter which end you put up, which end you put down, but I'm going to go ahead and put glue on half of this page, just up to the score line. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to make sure that I get this pretty square. Yep, there we go. Just perfect. So again, what you have is you will have one piece that's like this. You can pull it up and have a real pretty picture on this flap, but then you can also decorate the back of your piece just like that. Make it really nice. Okay, and then you have an envelope or a pocket that you can put things in, decorate all of these pages. So I'm going to put this aside and we're going to do the other side. This is a very easy page to do. This, we need one piece at 7.5 by 7. So I am going to need an entire sheet for this. And I'm going to do my 7.5 the long ways first. I'm going to go ahead and make my, see, there's one of those little bugs. Oh, please go away. Yuck. I got some new plants and I think, and usually I keep them in my 3-season room until I'm sure there are no bugs, and I did that, and I've had these for several months, but now the bugs are deciding that they want to come and visit us again. So I'm going to get rid of them, get rid of the bugs. Okay, so we have the 7.5 cut. We want to cut the 7. So let's go ahead and cut 7. Ah, I used the score. I've been known to do that. Okay, so in order to score this one, we want to make sure, you can see, we're going to score the 7-inch side a 1/2 inch. So I want to make sure that my 7-inch is up. And then I'm going to score on the 1/2 inch mark. There we go. And I will fold that and I will burnish it. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. And then the next piece we want to cut is a 7.5 by 6. So again, I'm going to need another piece of paper because I don't have anything that big either way. So I will do my 7.5 again first. Now, for these projects, you don't need these pieces that I'm doing. This is something that I do and save these for when I'm making a box or something else where I need the adjoining strips. But it's just something I do to make sure that I don't throw nice paper away that I think's too small to use. So we turned it 1/4 of a turn, and we're going to cut at the 6-inch mark. Oh, that's a nice piece of paper right there. Okay, so we are done cutting, and we have to score this last piece we cut. And you can see we want to score it, it's underlined, the 6-inch is underlined, so I want to score on the 6-inch side, and I want to score 1/2 inch. So there we go, 1/2 inch. And I'm going to go ahead and burnish all of this down, and we will put this away, because this is going to be our page. Man, we've already done it. So these are my 2 pages, and you can see one is smaller than the other. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the smaller one, make sure that both of your tabs are at the top, and this one is at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this one. And you have a tab at the top, and this tab at the top, and I am going to line these up. Yes, looks good. Okay, and then I will burnish down. Get rid of all the extra glue so that it doesn't stick on itself. Okay, so you should have something that looks kind of like a book. So let's go ahead and get the page that we just made. First of all, you want to make sure that you have it going the right direction, which, okay, there I do. That's the right direction. So I want to just flip it this way, and we're going to work on this back side. Now, this actually gets glued to the right-hand side on the open edge. Where's my open edge? There's my open edge. So we're going to glue it onto this right-hand open edge side. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue on it. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it down as best I can, making sure everything is as square as I can possibly get it. I'm going to burnish it. Okay, that's it for page 3. You are finished. And of course we have little things we can do to make it pretty, make it stay nice, but for now this is what it's going to be. This is our page 3. Okay, I hope you have liked this lesson. Join me next time. We are going to decorate this, and we are also going to make the 4-fold card for the next lesson. Okay, thank you. It's good to play with you guys again. Bye-bye.